All right, take one. Take one. We're going to talk about Vegas.
These days, I'm letting God handle all things above. The things I can't change are the reason you love me. Listen, you can hear them calling my name. I'm all over the place. I can't sit in one place. I'm not ashamed at all.
So we're going to talk about Vegas in this video. Basically, why I'm in Vegas. Sorry, y'all. This is the first time I'm actually recording on this microphone. And normally I use my other microphone. But this is the first time I'm recording on here without wearing headphones. I normally like to hear myself when I'm talking. When it comes to music, I like to hear myself. And also when I'm making videos and I use a microphone, I like to hear myself back. But for now on, I'm just going to use the microphone. I'm not going to trip, and I'm going to try something different. I'm going to challenge myself to just talk in the microphone and not worry about hearing myself back. It feels more comfortable when I hear myself back, but we're not going to trip. We're just going to go with the flow, you feel what I'm saying? And I got this new microphone. Y'all see it's glowing up. My last time I used microphone was this one. I broke the sides off because it was getting on my nerves, but I just ordered this the other night. I'm in a good mood tonight, you know what I'm saying? I'm in a good mood. I just got off work. Well, the first time I moved to Vegas was in 2021, and it was just to get out my hometown. Like, I wasn't really into spirituality that deep, you feel what I'm saying? But my journey that I went on, it kind of makes sense for me to be in Vegas right now. Now, at first it didn't, so maybe that's why I left. Maybe I don't know, but no, I left based off of circumstance. I didn't leave because of nothing spiritual, but the more and more that I look back and I realize the last 4 years I needed to go on this journey. And the fact that I'm back in Vegas, I feel like it makes sense. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like Philly is a great place to grow up. I feel like Philly is a great place in general. Like, a lot of people think about like the dangerous part of it, like people losing their lives, and you know what I'm saying? Like, people think of like Kensington, or I made a video on Kensington, right? Like, people think of all the bad things about Philly, but Philly's a great place. Like, every time I think of Philly, like growing up, I think of like the ice cream truck going down the block, or like at one point people were kind of like close to each other. It depends on what neighborhood you grew up in. But it was a great place to grow up, and when I look back, I don't regret any part of growing up in Philly, even coming from a toxic family that made me who I am. You feel what I'm saying? Even dating toxic people, even being friends with toxic people, and I had some toxicity within myself as well. I feel like it all made me who I am, and this journey wouldn't be as dope if I didn't go through what I went through, and if I didn't come from Philly. I love Philly. You feel what I'm saying? Listen, I'm out in Vegas. I love just telling people I'm from Philly. You know what I'm saying? I just feel good. Like, people like, oh, you from Philly? Like, I like it. When I was in Cali, some people could tell. Like, this one guy, he said he was like my best friend from Philly or whatever, and he could tell because I said John. You know, John is originated in Philly. You know, people be like, yo, that John crazy, or different slangs, like, you feel what I'm saying, or dickhead, you know. Like, it's different slangs that people catch on to, or how you talk. You know, sometimes how I talk, they catch on to it. But nah, I love Philly. I love growing up in Philly. It's nothing that I regret. It's just when you grow up in a certain place and you lived your life in that place forever, it's sometimes time to move on, because you no longer resonate with that place, and the memories and the things that you've been through and the energy behind that place will kind of push you out, because now it's time for you to grow outside of that area. But Philly is lit, you feel me? So I pretty much only left Philly because it was time to go. It got to a point where I no longer resonated with that place. I feel like when you a person that grows consistently, it gets to a point where you outgrow where you are from, mentally, spiritually, and just physically. Like, you no longer want to be there because of the memories, or because a lot of different things, you feel what I'm saying? One thing I can say I miss about Philly is the sports. I feel like we got like one of the best cities in regards to sports all around. Not only football with the Eagles. Shout out to the Eagles. The Sixers. We got the Phillies. We got the Flyers. You feel what I'm saying? And we got some arena football teams. I remember I used to go to the arena football games. So we got a lot of solid teams and culture in Philly. That's the one thing that I miss about Philly versus living in Vegas. Like, Vegas culture is like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's like, like they got, somebody just told me about, it's like a certain team out here. I forget what it's called, but you already know they got I'm about to say the Sparks. That's LA. They got what's the female team out here for dang, I don't even know. I gotta look it up. What's the female team out here? I know they got the Aces. They got the Aces. I ain't even look it up yet. But hold on, about to look up pro teams in Vegas. That's how you know they don't really got no culture out here. Because in Philly, you ain't even got to look it up. Because you know people yelling EAGLES Eagles. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you ain't even got to trip. All right, so they got the Aces. They got the Raiders. People know the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? They got UNLV. That don't count. And I don't know what this little thing is. I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to hold you. That's the Philly slang right there. A lot of people from Cali, when I was in Cali, they picked up on how I was talking. And the crazy part is, like, I don't really talk like your average like your stereotypical Philly person. It's just certain slangs that I say, like, I ain't gonna hold you, or you feel what I'm saying, or John, like, yo, that John crazy, or dickhead, like, oh, he a dickhead type shit, like, you know what I'm saying? It's only certain things that I say where people be like, where you from? Or I think it's sometimes how I piece my words together. But like I said, I don't talk like a stereotypical Philly person. It's just when you're not from a certain area, people pick up on it like they did in Cali for sure. And sometimes out here, but you know, Vegas is a melting pot, so it's people from all over the world. It's not just, you feel me? It's people from all over. But okay, so we got the Raiders, we got Vegas. We got Vegas. That's not a team. Vegas is just a place. But nah. So yeah, I feel like that's the one thing that I miss about. That's the one thing that I miss about Philly is just the sports, the culture, the food. You know, the cheesesteaks, the wings, and you know, I wouldn't say the pizza. You know. I feel like New York is more so known for the pizza. But if that was one thing that I miss is the culture. But like I said, when you're one of those people that's consistently growing, I feel like it's so important to leave your hometown. And I needed to do a lot of growing, not only as a man, but spiritually. And I had to remove myself from certain people, remove myself from certain energies, and really kind of lock in on the specific things that I needed to work on. And I feel like when you remove yourself from everything that you knew, you feel what I'm saying? Everything, the blocks, the neighborhoods, the cousins, the brothers, the sisters, the parents, you feel what I'm saying? The friends, the partners. When you remove yourself from all that and all you really have is you to look at, you feel what I'm saying? All you have is time to look at yourself, to think, to grow mentally, you know what I'm saying, to grow spiritually, to really like tap into, maybe you got a lot of problems, you know what I'm saying, maybe you got a lot of healing to do, whether that's trauma or whatever the case may be, you feel me? It puts you in that mode to where, like I said, if you a grown person, I'm one of those people that always trying to grow, but how much can you really grow? You know what I'm saying? It's like a plant when it's in a pot. If it's in this little small pot like this, how much can it really grow until it breaks out? You feel what I'm saying? And you put a big ass tree, a baby tree in this little plant, eventually it's gonna break out. You gotta put it in like a forest or like something. You feel me? To where it can grow as much as possible. And that's how you are as somebody that's growing and changing and, you know, connecting to God or whatever the case may be. You need bigger soil. So I had to leave my hometown in order to either connect to different people, meet different people, grow within myself, and, you know, connect to different people along that journey. And I feel like that was important for me. Not everybody's going to have that path. You know, some people never leave their hometown, and they cool. They work their job. They still connect with family, or maybe they don't. They just stay where they at. You feel what I'm saying? They just stay where they at. But I feel like everybody got a different path, a different purpose, a different calling. And for me personally, it was time to leave where I was from for multiple different reasons in order to find myself outside of where I was from, because where I was from was kind of part of who I was at that time. But then when you leave, you kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I take pride in it. Oh, I'm from Philly. Even when I'm out in different states and in Vegas or in California, and it's like, you do take pride in it, but when you there, a lot of people, they think that that is them. I'm from Philly, and Philly is kind of me. But then when you leave, it's like, no, it's just a part of who you are, or it's just where you from, but you so much more than that. And I'm saying that on like a physical level in regards to where you physically from, but I'm talking spiritually. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's the energy behind everything. So Philly as a whole has a certain energy to it. So that energy is within you. Bang, is within you. And then when you leave, you realize you're so much more than that. Or the path or the purpose that you want is so much more important than just, oh, I'm Josh from Philly. Nah, I'm Josh. That just so happened to grow up in Philly. You know what I'm saying? So my journey when I left was to really find myself on a deeper level, grow on a deeper level. And mainly God was calling me to connect and help other people that went through the same thing as me in regards to breaking generational curses, dealing with narcissism, healing from certain situations, whether it's childhood trauma. You know what I'm saying? God was calling me in that aspect, and I did that for like the last 4 or 5 years. I wrote my book, Definition of Perseverance. And then I connected with a lot of people throughout social media and even in person in different states that I lived in. And now I feel like God is first spiritually, or God, whatever you want to call it. First, in my hometown, I connected to different people. I grew, I helped them grow, they helped me grow, and then I grew out of that. And then I'm bouncing around, I'm making my content, and I'm living in Philly and Vegas and Idaho, blah blah blah. And then I'm thinking my purpose is just breaking generational curses, da da da. Now I feel like my purpose is going to be even bigger than that. So I'm outgrowing that now. Now it's not per se about where I live at, even though I'm in Vegas now. It's about the fact that not only is my story, my mindset, my growth going to help people that's breaking generational curses and that's been through the same thing as me, but now the lessons that I've learned, the ideologies that I've learned, the experiences that I have can now affect anybody that's going through anything. You don't only have to be breaking generational curses. You know what I'm saying? And also, I might affect somebody and somebody else might affect me, but in the midst of me affecting them, they going to spread it around. In the midst of me affecting them, they going to spread it around, or vice versa. I'm going to spread what they teach me. You know what I'm saying? So the growth, the experiences, the influence on me, spread around. Influence on them, spread around. You feel me? And the reason why I feel like that's so important, especially for those who are growing or leaving their hometown, is because not everybody does. Like I said, some people just stay. They stay in their hometown. They stay where they live at. They just work their jobs. They just make their money, which is okay. Which is okay. But if you're somebody that is leaving your hometown, you somebody that's working on yourself, you somebody that's spiritually growing, just know that your path, your purpose is bigger than you. So if anybody shun you or try to put you down for walking this path, they may not understand it. And you don't even understand it properly. What God say, do not lean on your own understanding. You know what I'm saying? All of this is bigger than we even know. You might be going day to day, figuring it out as you go. But you helping people, you blessing people, you're influencing people. You're growing in ways you don't even know until the next day, and then that might inspire the next person to grow in ways that they don't feel comfortable with. But you know what I'm saying? There's growth in not being comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was the best part of me leaving Philly. Not only was it the fact that I left and I realized the certain things that I miss about it, whether it's the culture, whether it's some of the people. But I feel like it was me seeing the growth that I could make that also helps other people. And it put me in position to be uncomfortable and to shed light on a path that is so foreign to everybody from where I come from where they come from where you come from. Walking a path that is misunderstood is a blessing that can't even be appreciated yet. I think a lot of people that walk these paths, that break generational curses, that work on themselves, that are becoming better, that are helping their bloodline or whatever the case may be, may not even be appreciated until they're gone. You know what I'm saying? I really truly believe that. But we all got a different path. We all got a different journey. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to Vegas. And y'all already know my slogan. If you don't, it's I'm different, you different, we different. It's your boy Josh Different. I'm out.